welcome to another episode of the Dime Drop Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Am I cheering? I don't know.
You can cheer. Okay, cool. So today we have an amazing guest, or one of my good friends, and her name is Amreetha. Woo! Right, Amreetha. So, firstly, before we start,
Okay.
how did we meet?
Oh God. Social media, basically. Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
go
guys.
back to COVID.
No, I want to escape from COVID. No, basically well, actually, Harry was kind of rude
I
on
wasn't rude,
Clubhouse. Yeah,
man.
you were. You were not very friendly. Everyone was so friendly on Clubhouse because
Yeah,
we
but-
had nothing else
yeah,
to
but-
do.
I was working and on it at the same time. I was like dual tasking.
Okay, but this was like 8 o'clock at night. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
you weren't
I was working.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're an investment banker. Yeah, that's true, to be fair. No, we basically were in the same groups on Clubhouse, and then the Instagram
Wait, what
chat got
is
made.
Clubhouse for everyone that doesn't know?
Oh God, I sound so sad.
It is. It is sad.
Never mind, it was a sad time. So we essentially used to jump into these random rooms where we would just talk to strangers.
Yeah.
And I used it as a business thing originally.
I
and
use
then-
it for a music thing.
Yeah.
That's
so,
literally how I used it.
Yeah, because my mentor invited me. Because remember, you couldn't get on without someone like inviting you.
Yeah.
So my mentor invited me, and then I used to join all the like FX chats and all these other things. And then I don't know how on earth I ended up in these like
Brown rooms.
brown
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but we were literally in a brown room. And then it was like pretty much everyone from West London who like knew each other. And then
Well, I'm not from West London.
yeah, you're not from West London, yeah.
But yeah, I made my first brown friends through Clubhouse.
So did I.
Yeah, I didn't have brown friends before that.
And neither did I.
And
And
it was good,
I
man.
thought
It
it
was
was a lot of fun.
And then I first actually met Amrita doing Tough Mudder.
Tough Mudder.
That was so weird for me because had you met people before that?
I think I had met a few people, but some of the people there I was meeting for the first time.
So I hadn't
like
met.
you
I
were.
hadn't met anyone. And
Anyone?
no.
From the group?
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
And I got a lift with one of our friends, all the way from East London to West, who I'd never met before.
Dangerous stranger.
I felt so weird. I was waiting on the street corner with my bag.
Did you not think you were going to get like kidnapped?
I don't know. It's a bit weird because I was like, I actually don't know these people.
You know, when you look back on the time, it is super strange. Like the whole Clubhouse concept. Like if you ask me to like jump on a room, like on social media, not see anyone and just talk to random strangers, I think it would be my worst nightmare. But in COVID, I couldn't think of anything better to do.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good time.
Yeah, and then we just became friends from that, and yeah, just that was it. But it's weird, wasn't it? Let's be real. That is so weird. If you tell anyone that, it's weird.
You helped me up the ladder thing. Remember the last exercise?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not doing this, guys. Like,
Tough Mudder was sick though.
I ended up with so many bruises.
Yeah, but you got that skin where it just bruises berries.
Yeah, I do.
Like, yeah, no, it was sick though. It was a great
so
time.
good.
But yeah, that's how we know each other. But why we've brought Amrita on is obviously this is a platform for people to chat about their careers or what they do generally. So yeah, Amrita, what the hell do you actually do?
Oh God. I work in insurance.
Okay.
I'm an actuary, chartered actuary. Do you want me to go into detail?
Yeah, I mean, that's enough for that. But we could literally just, what I want to do is basically just plot your story. So in terms of when did you start thinking about becoming an actuary? What A levels did you do? And then uni and things like that. And like your pathway to becoming an actuary.
All right, cool. I'll start at the very, very beginning. So basically in sixth form, I was really good at maths. And like the typical Asian, I did maths, further maths, biology and chemistry because my parents really wanted me to be a doctor.
Standard.
Yeah. They were like doctor, lawyer, engineer, whichever one, take a pick. And I was like, none of them, basically. And I used to work at Boots Opticians at the time. So basically, I realized really early on that I don't want to be handling or like day-to-day facing patients. So I knew doctor, optometry, dentistry, all of that was...
Why was that? Just...
I think it takes a certain type of personality to deal with the different people that are coming in. Like,
But
let's say
you're sick with people though.
no. See, I'm good with the people that I surround myself with. But if you, let's say, like, and this is what used to happen in optometry, was you would have a patient, let's say they're super, super difficult, they're swearing at you, everything, blind, like effing and blinding under the sun. You got a next patient in the next 5 minutes. You better suck it up and be really
Move on.
nice
Yeah.
and move on. And I can, don't get me wrong, but to do that every day for the rest of my life for the next 40 years, no, I don't want to do that. Like retail in that sense, like customer facing, I knew it just wasn't for me. Bear in mind, I did do a work experience and my sister was an accountant. So I worked in Hilton. So I knew that I always wanted to be back office. I never wanted to be
That's
front
mad to me.
facing.
Like generally just knowing who you are and how you are. That's mad to me generally.
But so this is what I mean. If I had to be like that at work as well, I wouldn't be that same person
Outside of
with
it.
my
Okay.
friends
Okay.
and family. And I am that person with my friends and family. That means when I'm working, I don't want to be constantly like putting on a show.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get you.
So yeah, I just knew I just didn't want to work with like customers like that. But I wouldn't mind working in like customers, like a customer relationship role on a business side of things. I think it's very different. When you know that there's money on the table, people will treat you differently. But when people have an expectation of you and they're coming in because they're having an eye test and they could have a shit day and they will take it out on you. And
Yeah.
I can't handle stuff like that. I just, yeah, I didn't want to do that. So anyway, so I did all those 4 subjects. I realized very, very, very quickly that I hated chemistry. So I focused on that, got an A, dropped it. And then I also realized that in maths and further maths, obviously you do mechanics, right? Mechanics, statistics, pure maths, and then pure cure, pure.
Poor cure.
Parkour. No, like,
Parkour.
so you do like pure maths
Yeah.
and then you do the further maths, right?
Yeah.
So I knew I was good at the pure stuff
That's
and
the hardest bit.
I was good at
Oh,
that.
you mean the core stuff?
Core and pure and
Core,
further.
pure, different. Further's part of.
Yeah, I was good at all of that. The one thing I wasn't good at was mechanics.
Okay.
I was really, really bad. So I was good at statistics and I was good at the decision analysis. So essentially, obviously, it comes down to the time where it's like, do your personal statement and apply for unis. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just Googled highest paying jobs in maths and statistics, and actuarial was #1. And I was
I
like,
feel
I'll
like
do that
a
one.
lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'll just be completely honest about it.
Right.
And my parents were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, actuarial. And they were like, what is that? They had no idea. And obviously it wasn't accounting, engineering, or being a doctor. So they were a bit confused. But I think my parents were like, whatever, if you want to do it, do it. When I said it was like something maths related, I think they chilled out.
That's all it. Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up going down the actuarial route. To be honest, when I read around the degree as well, it was exactly who I am. I'm
What degree did you do?
actuarial science
Where?
at Cass Business School.
It's Bays now.
It's Bays.
It's Bays now,
Don't
mate.
get me started on that. It's so annoying. But yeah, when I read about the actual like actuarial degree, it's basically economics, accounting and finance. You have to do some IT coding, statistics, pensions, essentially a whole range of different topics. And to be honest, for someone that didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, it was perfect because I had to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
In that sense, though, in the same breath, first year, second year, third year is very intense because if you learn one thing, it doesn't help with the second thing.
Yeah, because they're all separate subjects.
Yeah, coding did not help me with pensions at all. Like you are basically learning I'm basically overlapping degrees with everyone else and doing a module of everyone else's degree, but none of them interlink or help, and there's no like building blocks essentially. So it was tough. So I would say if you were gonna do it, like expect your first. To be honest, I did a foundation year, so I absolutely smashed it because foundation is basically your A levels. I was 2 UMS away from an A star A. So, and it still hurts clearly. So I had to do a foundation year because I didn't get that because of the way that they do the funny business. But because I already knew everything, I was obviously smashing it in foundation. And then I had my first year experience, like first year doesn't count. So my foundation year didn't count, but actual first year, it counts, because in the actuarial like degree, especially at Bayes, you get how do you describe it? So you basically get exemptions.
Okay.
So like in the ACCA, like you have like loads of exams that you need to pass. So even if you do accounting at uni, you still have to do a few exams afterwards. It's the same concept
Yeah,
in
yeah.
actuarial. So basically, I had to get an average of 65 in those subjects, in the ones which counted. So very early on, I
You
was
just smashing them subjects.
I was strategic. Yeah.
Yeah,
There is
that
no
makes sense.
way. Yeah, there's no way that you're gonna like smash every single subject. Especially after first year, I realized, okay, there's no way I'm getting a first, but I can get all my exemptions. And that's exactly what I basically went for. And then yeah, graduated with all my exemptions. And then I started off, so I did do a placement year,
Okay.
and I thought banking, as per everyone. Like everyone's like, I want to get into finance, I'm gonna get into banking. And I remember my whole second year, I just sat down applying for jobs constantly. Like I did not focus as much in second year. You had to pick. You're either going lectures or you were doing like 20 job
Was it better?
applications.
Yeah, was it better competitive then to get a placement? Yeah.
Super.
Okay.
And I think, especially when I was doing it, if you didn't know someone in the industry, it was even harder, because everyone, and I see it even when I'm working, if someone's niece wants an apprenticeship, but she's qualifying and she's studying to be a doctor, she's still in insurance, which
Yeah.
is wild to me that people actually want to go into insurance and they can't even get like a apprenticeship. But anyway, I did apply. I think I did keep track of it. I think I applied for like 25. I got 8
That's good. That's
interviews.
a good ratio.
Yeah. No, but I applied for 25, got 8 interviews.
Man, that's good. I applied
Yeah?
for 500 jobs out of uni. I got 14 interviews.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I got the
So
8
that's a
interviews.
sick. Yeah, that's a sick ratio.
But I felt like, did you have to do the video like interview and stuff as well?
Yeah, whenever I got one of them 14.
But like as an application, you had to do the
I've
whole
done that
video.
in the past. Yeah, I've done like the high view stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found like they took a lot of time. Um, so the ones that I did get an interview for, I got all of them.
Oh,
Luckily,
sick.
yeah. Like I was very, very, very lucky. But bear in mind, actuarial is very male dominated. Out of like 200 people, there were like 5 girls.
So do you think that helps being a female?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Like
You know what? This is what I want to tell people is you need to lean into this stuff. Like, I'll be
I
real.
did.
Like, you genuinely need to do it.
Yeah.
So when I mean, I'm a lot older than you. I'm ancient.
Not that much
But
older.
when I was like applying for stuff, there was a lot of like women in finance schemes. And I was just like, yo, this is something that you got to take advantage of. And now, for instance, there's a lot of like ethnic minority schemes going on.
Yes.
And I just tell people, I'm like, bro, if you can apply for it, apply for it. You know what's funny? Someone told me the story, right?
Hmm.
It was at work. They said they know someone who applied in one of the big banks. I want to say it's Morgan Stanley, like a year or two ago. And it was like like a summer internship, but only for people from like Afro-Caribbean roots,
Yeah, yeah. I've
right?
seen those. Yeah.
And apparently some guy went onto it and he's like Indian,
Okay.
right?
I think I've seen this story.
Someone told me this. They know someone who did it, and
Yeah.
they were like, "But we can't discriminate because they've put like that. We think they're like Indian,
Yeah.
but like on the application and stuff, they put like Afro Caribbean, all this stuff. So they're like, we can't say, oh no, you're not, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
so I was like,
Yeah.
what do you do? They were
How
like,
do
we
you
just had to
dispute it?
accept them on the
Really?
scheme. Yeah, they got accepted on the scheme. I was like, that is genius by that person.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
just
super
go
smart.
for it. Yeah.
I mean, some Indians are born in like Kenya
No, no,
and
no, no,
stuff.
no. This guy apparently was like, he turned up and he was just like,
Is actually like
yeah, like
fully
Indian,
Indian.
yeah.
Damn.
But they couldn't say shit.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, like I completely rate it because
I know.
I did the same thing. I'm not gonna lie, there were smarter people on my degree, 100%. And I still hold my hands up and I'm like, I am not the smartest actuary, but I'm probably the most social, and I'm a girl. and I'm Indian, it 100% helps. And I know like I shouldn't really be saying that, but like,
Nah, man, you gotta use this stuff because thing is, right, there's so many things that go against you in life for that stuff.
yeah,
So you might as well, whatever's going for you.
lean into it.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm so jealous of like when people go to Vegas, right? Because there's a guy, right?
I went to Vegas. I spent
Nothing. Of course you did. When I went to Vegas, I went for 4 nights, I think. I think I ended up spending about 5 grand. So, and I didn't even gamble.
that's wild.
Yeah, man, just getting tables. You pay like, I remember we went to one place. We went to like the MGM pool party, right?
Oh yeah.
Bro, they were like, yeah, you can't buy drinks at the bar. You got to buy bottles. So I was like, okay, weird.
Fireball.
And they were, yeah, buy a bottle. How much is it? All right, 1 liter Belvedere. That's only vodka they had. How much is it? $780 for a liter without tax. Bro, how between there was like 14 of us. I was like, what am I getting? I'm gonna get a shot out of that.
Yeah, disgusting.
And I'm gonna be paying like 60 quid for a shot, basically. $60 each. I was like, yo, and then my co-founder told me when she went to Vegas, she was like, yeah, man, like we went and like we get tables everywhere.
Free.
Yeah, free.
In fact, we
drinks,
get
free.
dinner.
Yeah,
We get a whole bus that picks you up.
yeah. She was like, oh,
Party
this they sorted
bus.
us out bottomless brunch the next day for free for us.
Yeah, we had a whole pool party.
What the hell?
Free.
So what I'm trying to say is,
Vegas is
look,
cheap.
there's a lot of things that, yeah, but there's a lot of things that go against like women or like just people in general, like being ethnic and things like that. So when there are opportunities to
Lean into it.
lean into it,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think insurance is one of those industries because I like insurance is so obviously I didn't really want to go into insurance, but when the opportunity came my way, when I had my tutor in front of me, he was like, go to Marsh, which was a broker. And he was like, trust me, once you're in, you're in. And I was a bit like, oh, I could go Lloyd's Bank. And he was like, no, 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 go to Marsh. And then once I did it and once I got into the insurance industry, I do have to say, like, it's very, um, it's very, okay, at the top, it is all heavily white, old men, pinky rings,
same as
signet
banking.
rings. Like,
Yeah.
it is very, like, close knit. But at the same time, like, everyone knows everyone in insurance. So, like, their nephews are there, their nieces are there, their sisters are there. Like, honestly, everyone is related. When they say it's a family business, they're being absolutely literal. Like, it is a family business. So I think once you're in,
You're in. Yeah.
because it is such a relationship kind of business. So someone will literally, they'll be like, oh, there's a job opening and I worked with you like 3 years ago and I really liked you. Do you want to come work? I might not have any qualifications for that job. I mean, I do, but like, even if I didn't, it's so easy to get a job there. And I think it is that kind of business where it's relationship. I would say the main thing and the main difference between insurance and banking is it's a lot easier. I literally work 9 to 5. It's very chilled out. There's always events. There's always like some drinking.
I am so jealous of you
Yeah.
because of that. Like when I see your Insta, I'm like,
Every
why is she loving
week.
work? Like,
Work.
I know.
I travel with work.
I know. I'm so jealous. Like,
Yeah.
I worked in investment banking for like 4 years. I never got to travel once. The first I traveled was
Yeah.
Newcastle.
I think, because obviously I did my, so I did a placement year, right? I did it at Marsh and it was kind of consulting. And I have to say, like, listen, every team is very different. So when I was working there, I was working 8 to 8 because they were like, you're a really good intern. You can do everything. You'll get every single work. Whereas all the other interns didn't get the work because they just couldn't get it done on time. So I think it also harms you to overperform sometimes. Like sometimes you should just long things out. Even if it's done, you shouldn't necessarily say it was done. But I made that mistake. I was very like lean.
Yeah, no, I have a big thing on this because so when I started working, I just have this pride in my work in general. And I have this thing in general anyway, that I try to be the best in everything I do.
Exactly.
And the issue is what you literally just hit the nail on the head. So I've only had like a couple of times I had probation and I used to shit myself being like, fuck, they're going to fire me if I do shit. So then I would do what I normally do, which to be honest, yeah, I'd smash everything, like absolutely smash. The issue is when you pass, because generally I think it's hard to fail probation.
Yeah.
I think. But now you've set a bar.
Yeah.
If you go below that bar,
Your
even
bonus gets
even yeah, but
affected.
even though there's someone in your team who is doing half the work as you,
Mm,
but if you go below your bar that you've set,
yeah.
you fucked it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like you you make your bed then lay on it.
Exactly. And it got to the point where I remember we needed like a pricing model, and I was doing like the model, I was working on it, and the clients were in Dubai. So
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but they don't work on Fridays, they work
No,
Sundays.
yes.
So and I was going on holiday on the Monday, and they were like, well, log in on the Sunday because they want it presented on Sunday. I worked the whole weekend before I left. So obviously in my head, this is my first job. I'm trying really hard. I'm in 3 different teams, by the way, around the business. So I was in insurer consulting group half of the time. Then within the actuarial consulting, I was actually in the sales team, which is unheard of as an actuary. But I remember one of the times my manager didn't show up, and they were like, oh, you just tell us, will you just walk us through it? It's my first job, guys. And I was like, I closed the deal,
Oh, sick.
180,000
Yeah, that's sick.
as an intern. And I was like, and they were like, yeah, cool, we'll sign the papers, like just send it over. And I remember ringing my manager after. I was like, where were you? And she's like, oh my God, I completely forgot. And I was like, well, the deal's closed, so you need to kind of send the numbers. But every time they ask me a question, I'll just be like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, I'll get back to you because I'm not entirely sure and I don't want to give
That's
you the
the
wrong
best way to do
answer.
it.
Yeah. And they were
Always
like,
never
you're
never
lovely.
BS. Never BS. I always tell people this. Don't
Yeah, yeah,
BS.
yeah, yeah.
Just say we'll review it and get back to you if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get the answer.
Yeah, never overpromise, and that's one thing I didn't do. If anything, I underpromised everything, still closed the deal. But the thing was, so because I was splitting my time between consultancy and the insurer consultant group. I was in the sales team, and they were very adamant. All the queries were coming to me. They wanted me at the presentation. They wanted like me there throughout like the whole thing. And then obviously because I was so good at sales, the team were like, you need to go to every sales pitch and support the manager. But imagine doing all of that. The sales team are just selling.
Yeah.
They're not picking up the bulk of the work. I had to do that on top of everything. So genuinely 8 to 8. And I was like, when I was looking around, people were getting pulled off their study days. And even though like graduated with all my exemptions, you still have 4 or 5 exams after. So if you're not getting those study days in, it's super
Did you? I was going to
harsh.
say, did your company let you take all your exemptions? That you
Yeah, yeah. So
because
the exemptions accredited by the institute, not your.
yeah, but so I know people because I did ACA when I did my thing, right? But obviously I did maths, so I didn't get any exemptions or anything because I didn't want to become an accountant.
Right, yeah.
I hate accounting.
Yeah.
but
Same.
but I had a mate who joined me when I was at RSM, and I think he had like 9 or 10 exemptions out of the 15.
Right.
But RSM were like, you're only allowed to use 3.
What do you mean?
The
He's only
company
allowed
would
to
just
use
company
3?
was just like, we have a policy where you can't use this many exemptions. Even if you've got them, you can only use 3 out of the 10.
As in with the institute, so they'll only pay for 3, or
They literally just said, we need you to take 12 of the 15 exams.
again,
Yeah, like even
as in
if you
take them again.
well, well, I don't know how it works, but surely you've not taken them, but your module that you've done has made you exempt from it, right?
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the company. It's to
Well,
do with the
no. The
institute.
company was just like, yeah, you're only allowed 3 out of the 10 exemptions.
I mean, we have this thing in insurance, in actuarial anyway, that even if you have all your exemptions, you're not necessarily paid the same amount as if I was working and getting those exams one by one,
Okay.
because you get a pay increase every time. So even though I was a grad, I think I started off on my actual grad scheme, I was working on 30. But when I was doing that internship, working as a slave, 8 to 8, I was on 18K. But yeah, people were getting pulled off their study days. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. Like,
Yeah,
it's physically
nice.
impossible to
But
study.
you got sick exposure, and I suppose you got that because of your performance, right? And you got that
Yeah.
opportunity because of that.
So the actuarial team actually didn't want to take me
Okay.
because they were like, you're not going to be on track for a first.
Okay.
So there were other people in my degree that actually got that.
Okay.
But I got the insurer consulting one, but I negotiated to do half of my time there.
Oh,
Then they wanted me full time because they were like, she can sell and she can work. And I was like, so a first in your degree doesn't mean anything if you can't apply it.
100%. But what it does do, it gives you that opportunity to actually go for.
I think it does, right? And it does, but what I noticed with the people that were getting first in my degree, they could they had all the knowledge retained for the exam, but when it actually came to applying it, they had forgotten that
Oh yeah,
knowledge.
bro. Like, if anyone asks me anything about maths, I've
Yeah.
got a maths and maths, man. Like, literally 6 weeks. Actually, that's a lie. 2 weeks after my last exam, bro. You asked me to do partial differential equations, bro.
I hate partial
bro. I have
differential
no, I
equations.
have no idea what you're on about.
Exactly. And like that's how a normal brain will work. But I think they really prioritized a certain uni, a certain degree. So when I came in, I think it was such a curveball for them because
Yeah,
then they were like fighting to keep me in their team, like throughout. And basically, I had gone to the insurer consulting group, and I was like, I don't even want to do actuarial science anymore, because how am I meant to study? Because obviously, I live in West London, so to
yeah.
commute into London, I
Very
was up
long.
at 6,
Yeah, like where you gonna
getting
have
home
time
at
to actually do it?
10.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't. Like, I physically, I actually can't. But they were amazing. That team, amazing. They got me a summer internship. So I left my internship at 11 months, went and did a summer internship, who paid me 24 grand, by the way. Like,
Oh, sick.
huge jump. Yeah, huge jump from the 18 that I was getting paid. And guys, I did shit all. Fuck all. I actually did fuck all. All I was getting paid to do was to understand the basics, which I obviously understood because I was doing all the consultancy work.
Yeah.
So because I was doing so much consultancy work, I knew way more than anyone else, right? So I was already ahead of the curve. And then they just wanted me to like get to know the wider teams. They offered me a graduate scheme. So did the other place, but I rejected the other place. I was like, there is no way in hell you're going to get me back there. And what I noticed was I like a smaller company.
Okay.
I like a smaller company because I can get to know people on a personal level. And when I actually need something, I can just come up to you and ask for it. In Marsh, you're talking about thousands and
Layers and layers.
thousands,
Yeah.
hierarchy, politics, all of this. I feel like you definitely have that in a smaller company, but it reduces and you can definitely, there's less players in the game.
But how does that work in terms of like promotion and stuff? Because, like, in a bigger company, there's like a pathway to get promoted.
Yeah.
But in a smaller company, how does that work? Because there's less of a stepping stone kind of.
I mean, if you put in the same effort as you put in a bigger company and a smaller company, the smaller company will recognize it more. I
You'll
was
recognize it
easily
more, but I mean, in terms of like,
promotions.
yeah, and things like that.
Well, what I did was I'd keep a track of everything that I did every day. And I know it sounds excessive, but it actually helped me. I was doing it for myself because I can't lie to you. On Friday, whatever I worked on, I don't really remember on Monday, like what I was doing on Friday. So for me, it was like I was doing 101 things. So I had to keep a track of it just to know, like, okay, did I need to chase this person? Do I need to chase this person? So it was kind of like my own personal, like, timetable per
Okay.
se. But keeping that when it came to April time and you're talking about your promotions, I had a whole calendar of this is what I did throughout the year. And this is why.
I think that's really key as well. I used to work with this guy, and he did something. I was like, it sounds basic, but it's kind of smart. He
Mm,
basically was like, in his appraisal, he said, okay, this time next year, I'm going to be promoted.
yeah,
And he was like, every 2 months, to his manager, he said, every 2 months, we're going to sit down. And right now, I want you to tell me what steps I need to do to get promoted.
yeah,
And every 2 months, we're going to check in and see if I'm ticking
on
those.
track. Yeah.
Because then you have no excuse to promote me if I hit everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got promoted.
I did that as well.
I think that's super smart.
Yeah. It's the I think because I was on a rotation, so I did 6 months in different departments.
Okay.
Um and it wasn't really an actuarial one. So I didn't exactly start my actuarial exam straight after, and obviously COVID hit. So I was working from home. So like once I had graduated, it was a different landscape, right? Like everyone's working from home and you're not going to make those relationships. You're not in everyone's face anymore. I feel like when sometimes the people that speak the loudest get the most as well. Like if you're just around in the office and you're like, I did this and I did this, even though
I
like,
think, yeah, I think that's, I don't know if it's just a finance thing, but
Mm.
I see that bare, like, especially in investment banking.
Yeah, I can
Uh,
imagine.
yeah, I remember my boss saying to me, my first ever appraisal with him, he goes, "You need to shout more." He
Yeah.
goes, "You're too humble." I was like,
Mhm.
"I'm not." I was like, "I'm not humble," because I was like, I just. So my thing is, right. So in banking, people, I don't know how it is in what your industry. People work for the bonus, because in banking you can get a big
Mm.
bonus, right? That's the whole thing about investment banking. You get big
Right.
bonuses.
Yeah.
So people are just trying to be like, I did this, so I deserve this as a bonus. My thing is, if you're paying me a salary, I should be doing minimum a good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 out of 10. If
Mhm.
I get less than that, I should just get fired. In banking, it's more like, if I get less than that, I just get a shit bonus.
Mhm.
But if I do better, I need a bigger bonus.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, and I find that crazy. But obviously, if it's different insurance, then
I think insurance it is a bit different. I think okay, so when I had finished my graduate scheme and that internship, I actually went for investment banking still because investment banking is investment banking and I wanted to do it. And I was talking to people and they were like, "Yeah, we finish really early. Like we finish at like 8." And I was looking at them like,
that is early for IB.
no, Harry, like I was like, absolutely fucking not. I am going
Mate,
back to insurance
I used to
and enjoying my fucking cheese and
my
wine night.
last year I was finishing like between 7 and 8, and I was like, yo, this is cushy. Because like
Oh.
my first couple of years, yeah, I was literally, when we were like bare busy, the earliest I left in like my first year and a half, I think, was like 11:30 or 11.
Yeah, that's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
I
But you know what, you just get used to it weirdly.
okay, on my intern like the summer internship, the one that I got paid more for, I would go with the execs. Okay, guys, just disclaimer, like this isn't everyone. I just got really like I became really good mates with like some of the like heads of departments. So they'd be like, "Oh, it's our birthday. Come on, we're gonna go drink." We were drinking from 12 o'clock. We only went. I was thinking, "Oh my god, when are we gonna get lunch?" Because I am smashed. And they were like, "I got a meeting. We need to rush back." Rushing back after 2 bottles of wine, probably like a bottle of wine, like half a bottle of wine each. You're
Yeah, you're
wavy.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. With no food, by the way,
Yeah.
empty stomach. I'd literally go and sit at my desk and I was like, I was obviously an intern. I was like, oh my God, like I can't even look at the screen. Guess what? 30 minutes later, tapping his shoulder. Come on, we're going. We're going to a private members club. We're going here. We're going there. Pick up your bag. And my manager would be like, yeah, see you later. Go network.
Mad.
So I finished work at 12, basically.
Oh, that's sick.
So if you think about it,
I need to get in.
yeah.
I need to get into it.
Honestly, Harry, like the way that because I had a lot of mentors and I'm so grateful of all of these people. Like they were lovely to me. They were literally telling me, they were like, listen, everyone wants to go into banking. Everyone thinks investment banking is where it's at because the salary and everything. If you work it out per hour, I 100% earn more
Oh yeah.
with my bonus
Yeah,
included.
yeah. Unless or until you get like really high, but I suppose we can get really high in your job as well. Is it?
Yeah. So if you're qualified
Yeah.
in insurance,
I
you're
understand this is
and a
why I
half.
always, because I worked in asset management, I always tell people, if you want a wage per hour, go asset management, because you'll be literally
Go
doing,
insurance, guys. Don't listen to
or
them.
asset management, like you can literally do a 9 to 5, 9 to 6.
I'm doing a golf day next week,
Oh yeah,
Friday.
yeah. It's probably
A whole day. I had sports day last week,
fucking
half a
hell.
day.
I need
The
this
week
job.
before that, I've had times where we had like they hired out the whole British Museum
Yeah, that's
for everyone. There was caviar coming around as a joke. Like that was just
caviar's dirt though.
I know it's not that great. But
I've got
still,
I've got
guys,
basic taste, man.
yeah, but it's still
I'm good with
caviar.
the Mackies,
Like
man. Do you know what I
I
mean?
do have to say, since working in insurance, like I have changed my
So
lifestyle.
have you started having sparkling water?
I have flavored sparkling
Oh,
water.
for God's sake!
Flavored is different.
No,
No, it is.
s-
I can't drink plain. It's horrible. It's nasty.
you're weird.
But no, flavored is good.
All
No,
right,
trust
cool.
me.
What I wanted to just touch upon as well was,
Mhm.
the actuary exams. A lot of people talk
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
What are they like in terms of,
Disgusting.
are they are they the hardest exams you've ever done,
Yes.
or are they actually what?
Yes.
Give us, because just give us like an overview in terms of number of exams, what you can then specialize in after and the difficulty.
Okay, so it has changed since I was doing it. So when I was doing it, I graduated with 8, which has now become 6, and I don't know
Is that
the new.
exemptions?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But if you wanted to start, okay, so like for example, there's a few people in my team that did maths and then they're starting their exams from scratch. Each exam up until the first 6 has an R component, so that half of the mark is an R coding.
Oh, I did R at math. I did a
Yeah.
whole thingy in R, my
Yeah, yeah.
thesis. I'd
Yeah.
be sick at it. I should big
You should
action,
do it.
man. Yeah, why not? I'll add another bloody
Yeah. Add
qualification.
another
Yeah, why not?
qualification. Overqualified, mate. You
Yeah,
are.
I know.
But yeah, there's an R aspect to the exams, which is half of the mark, and then there's a like paper study, which is a theory. But like the R I've heard is pretty difficult, so I never had to do that.
Okay.
But that's what they've condensed it down into. And then you have the specialist. So once you pass that, then there's 3 exams.
So 6 to pass first.
6 to pass first.
Okay.
Then there's 3. So 6 is what you would essentially get from a uni degree who is accredited by the IFOA.
Okay.
So the Institute and Faculty of Actuarial Science, I think. I should know that. We just call it the IFOA.
It's
So
right, man.
ICAEW.
I don't know what that stands for.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So I
fine.
feel
It's
better
fine,
now.
man. Yeah, it's calm.
So yeah, so normally the unis that will have the exemptions will just do the first 6. Then when you come out, you could do a master's and get the rest of them, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, right? So the first 3 that you pass, you need that to become an associate.
Right.
So that's what I've done. So those are CP1, CP2, CP3, and they're all right exams. CP1 is super heavy, but so once you like, let's say you do a uni degree with actuarial science, get all your exemptions, and you go into a job in insurance, they will give you study days. So you get every
Calm.
Friday off or whatever, and then they will pay for your exams. They'll pay for everything. So personally, what I would recommend is don't go uni and don't get into debt. Just go straight into insurance and do it. But whatever, like however you guys want to do it. Um, they basically pay for all your exam material, tutorials, everything, and it's great. And so it's the first 3. Then you qualify as an associate, and then there's 3 more specialist exams that you can do. So I've done one of them, so I've got 2 more technically to become a fellow. But you can become chartered at the associate level as well.
Okay.
So I'm now chartered. I can call myself
Sick.
officially an
That's sick.
actuary,
That's sick.
but I can do 2 more exams and get the
Fellowship.
fellowship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Okay, cool. And the difficulty, is it a lot of content, or is the content also hard? Because like with ACA, it was, I'll be real, easy, but there's a lot of content. So that can trip you up. And it's more about timing and the exams.
The thing is, after COVID, because the exams went online, it was very different. I would say though, the first 6 and then plus the 3
3.
core, I would say it is tough. It's super tough because none of them kind of relate to each other, and it's got like you'll be studying pensions even though you're working in insurance. Like it is tough, and it's different coding, and they don't relate, and there's no building blocks per se.
Oh, so doesn't one doesn't lead into another?
No, so you're doing accounting, you're doing your financial maths, you're doing your economics, you're doing your financial economics, you're doing all the R coding on top of that, you're doing like all the other modules.
It's bare, man.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of information, and the information isn't easy.
And how long does it take usually for someone to get through to like the 6, the 9, and then?
Honestly, it really, 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 really depends on you and how you study and how you are as a person. Like I said, I'm not the smartest person in actuarial science, but I know people that have done the 3 years and then passed the others within 2. Bear in mind the exams were online.
Oh, so they did the first 6 in 3 years.
Yeah, so 6 years, yeah.
First 6 in 3 years, and then they did.
First 6 and 3 years.
Then they
yeah.
did 3 in 2 years.
Yeah,
So it takes
3
5
per year.
years.
Yeah. So that's what they did.
Okay.
Because they were just doing it like together. But bear in mind when the exams were online, it was open book, and I did find that a lot easier. But now it's back in person again, and you can see that the pass rates have dropped massively. Like it's like 35% out of whoever sat it. So yeah, it is. look, it is really difficult. But what I would say is the final three core, they're okay. Like one of them is like a modeling thing, which I just kept missing like by 1 or 2 marks, which was super annoying, but I knew I was bang on the money. One of them is super, super heavy. So much content, and it's just impossible.
How long does it take to revise for these things?
A couple of months,
Like solid revision.
solid revision. Yeah, yeah. It was
And you
wild.
usually do one at a time, I'm assuming.
Um, some of them you can pair up.
Okay.
So like one of the core ones, CP3, for example, it was just a communication thing. So it's just explaining that in a really good way. So they'll give you all of the information. You just have to write the email or write the letter explaining it to a client. Found that super easy. But some people don't. Some people can't pass it for ages. Um, but the specialist exams, I found that easier because you can pick insurance, or if you want to pick
So pick your
investment banking.
specialism.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly that. And there's three. So, for example, SP7, I passed straight away because I was in capital, but I got very, very lucky with the questions because it was exactly what I was doing at work.
All right, that's calm.
So I got super, super lucky. I'm not saying like, but I got the highest mark. So I won the competition, like
Sick.
to getting the highest mark in the thing. But genuinely, it was because I was working in capital for like 2 years. But yeah, I would say, look, it wasn't easy for me. But if you talk to some people, they would say it was super easy. I would say it is difficult. I think overall, everyone does say it is difficult. Even the smartest kids will be like, it was difficult. But the level of difficulty really then comes down to your determination and your motivation.
That's like with anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, but what for you, right? Because
Mm.
obviously you've worked as an actuary now. What would you say is like the top three things that would make a good actuary in terms of personality traits or something like that? Because there's a lot of people that I chat to and they're like thinking about actuary. Do you know anything about it?
Mm.
And I know you work in it, and so does my cousin, but I don't know much about it, and I don't
Yeah.
know what kind of person thrives in that environment.
I'd say I was quite uniquely placed within actuarial. Like it didn't come easy to me, right? And like I said, I'm not the smartest actuary, but where I have that personal skill and I can simplify things and tell you on a very, very simplistic manner. I'm not going to start throwing buzzwords at you and saying like, oh yeah, like
All
I
the
did
acronyms
this.
and shit.
Yeah, like I hate that. Like if I can't explain it to my nephews,
Yeah, and
I
that's a really, really good lesson,
yeah,
I think.
explain it to an 8-year-old and say, if you can't explain it to an 8-year-old, you have not understood the topic completely.
100%.
Yeah, like you have not got it down to a T. So in my head, like you could be a very, very smart person, you could be a data scientist, and you could do all of that and you could smash it, and you could be like head of reserving, etc. If you want to get to the top, like chief actuary, chief this person, or you want to become, I would say the uniquely placed people in actuarial science are the people that can have the people skills.
Yeah.
And majority of the actuarial science people are very much, I don't want to chat to anyone. I want to look at my Excel spreadsheet every day, and that's all I want to do. Genuinely, like that is the type of people I work with, are just coders, and they're not very personable. And what you then get in the insurance market, like I said, insurance is a very personable, it's a very relationship building um industry. So what you have is the underwriters, so the sellers of insurance, will have a disconnect from actuarial. If you can be that uniquely placed person that can
That's
understand the
that's gonna be
technical,
your selling point, USP. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I would say if you can understand things and make a conscious effort to think, how can I simplify this? Because half the people I'm dealing with, they never went to uni. They are very, very smart in their own accord. They know the market very, very well. They just got into it. They never went to uni. They straight after school, they, their uncle got them in or whatever. And they know their market. They know what they're like, the line of business that they're working for. But when you start coming out them with like return periods and this and that, and they're just like, they switch off. And in my previous role, people just, they wouldn't listen to actuaries because they're like, I just don't understand what you're saying, and I know the market better, and I know my clients,
So
and
just
I
being
know
able
this
to
shit.
articulate stuff on a basic level is like
Yeah,
super. It will make you stand out, essentially.
yeah. In a like techie role,
Yeah.
in a technical role, 100%, because you'll bridge the gap,
Okay.
and it's
No,
very
I
hard
get
to
that.
bridge the gap.
Okay. I've got two things to say before we start going. So, firstly, what else do you do? Tell me about your podcast.
Is that a shameless plug though?
Yeah, no, just do it. I want you to talk about it, man. I think it's sick.
Yeah, so I've started a podcast, guys.
Woo!
So it's basically called Talk Punjabi to Me, and the concept of that, it essentially, so at work I actually became head of CSR in my previous role. So I started like a sports and social committee. I was hosting all these events for like Women's Day, and I did like bingos, and I was just trying to get like people in the office was kind of my role. Anyway, I left. So once I joined this new role, and since becoming chartered, I just had a lot of spare time in my hands, and I was like, I need to do
Do
something.
something.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna get bored. So what I wanted to do was essentially create this podcast, and it came from an idea of when I was talking to one of my friends who is an amazing influencer, and we were just bantering in Punjabi. And my Punjabi is not great. I am like born in the UK, but it's not bad. And essentially, the concept of that is to just encourage people.
Just be more Punjabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't pronounce things right, and this is what I got a lot, was, oh, ha ha ha, you didn't say that right. And then you just get ashamed and you're like, fuck it, I'm not going to say it at all. but the point is that it's okay to mispronounce things. And that's the whole point of the podcast, is to just
No,
describe the
I
Punjabi
think
culture
it's
and
sick because so I used to be fluent in Punjabi when I was young,
stuff.
and then I lost it when I moved away from my grandparents.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my grandparents could only speak Punjabi, right?
Yeah.
And then I got to I remember I joined a Punjabi school in the Midlands. Bro, I was the best person in it by a mile. And I went there for literally a month.
It's confusing, right?
No, I was the best person in, because my old Punjabi school,
Yeah.
ironically, my dad was a teacher there.
Okay.
But it was like a sick Punjabi school, yeah. And I was progressing, and they did GCSEs and all that stuff. This one, I joined within 4 weeks. I'm the top of the class, and I'm not progressing. And I said to my mom, I was like, "Why are we going here? It's literally doing nothing." So I quit. I was
Oh,
like,
wow,
"Yeah,"
okay.
because I was like, "I'm too good for these people."
Don't you find that, like, obviously I thought West Midlands, because there's more Asian people there, that they would speak it more,
Well, I was from East. I'm East Midlands, Derby.
but would you not also say,
No, there's bad Punjabis there. In
yeah,
Derby, there's better. Yeah.
exactly, right? Like, even when we had our little clubhouse Punjabi group of friends, or Indian group of friends, brown group of friends, whatever you want to call them, we never spoke Punjabi to each other. As
The
British
thing is,
Asians, we
the
don't.
issue is, right, when I went to uni, it dropped off bare. I went to Newcastle where there's barely any Punjabis. Like the
Yeah,
Desi society was dead.
there's hardly any in
Bro,
London.
there was nothing at my uni.
I feel like
And then
everyone went to like Birmingham.
yeah, legit. Bro,
They all went to
I applied,
Or
I got
Hertfordshire.
rejected. I got rejected from Birmingham. I don't even know
Ooh.
why. I only need a BBB. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
higher than that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
You
I got
weren't brown enough.
yeah, I got accepted into Newcastle. It had AAB. I was like, how does that work? Anyway,
Okay.
I got in, and yeah. So basically, from then, bro, my Punjabi just went shit, and then straight away I moved to London, and I don't have Punjabi friends, so
Yeah.
it just got
How
worse
you
and
gonna
worse and worse
practice?
and worse. The only
Mhm.
and like to my parents, I don't speak Punjabi really.
Yeah.
I drop the odd word here and there, but like don't do it that much. So my Punjabi's just gone. One thing I actually said to my mom, I was like, when I get more, like when my business starts taking off stuff, I actually want to just get a proper tutor,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
proper.
I've been asked by a lot of people to tutor them, and I was like, I'm not that great, but they're like, but that's the point. Like, you don't laugh at us for getting
Yeah,
things
I think
wrong.
that's it.
Yeah.
No, you should definitely. That's a sick thing to tap into.
Thank you.
But no, that's sick, man. Like, please follow Talk Punjabi to me. It's actually sick. It's actually sick. My mum even comments on your videos. My
I love
mum,
your mum.
my mum was a G. But before we go, so I have this segment called Last Bit of Advice.
Mhm.
So last week we had Hannah, not last week, last pod we had Hannah on.
Yeah.
So she gave a piece of advice that we're now going to quickly discuss.
Okay.
So she said, the only path to success is through a continuum of mundane, unsexy, unexciting, and difficult daily disciplines compounded over time. That is a mouthful. But basically, what I'm saying is like the only way to succeed essentially are,
Continuous graft.
yeah, and like you're gonna have to do the shit things to get there.
I think where I work in insurance, I would probably disagree.
Yeah, for me.
Just get drunk with your execs. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I would say, look, it's true to an extent, but the times have changed. I think my parents' mentality was get up every day, go to the shop, work, 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 and that was it, right? This day and age, I think if you actually really, really enjoy something, and I like talking, clearly, I started a podcast. Um, and I found an industry and a job where I thought, okay, like I can literally talk all day and be absolutely fine with it. You don't have to do the unsexy things. It's not how it used to be. Like, I think now, if you truly are passionate about something, let's say you go on TikTok and you're really passionate, I don't know, about planes, and you just keep talking about planes on TikTok and you love it because that is what you love doing.
If you love something enough, yeah, I feel like,
And you
yeah.
just, and it's
But
not
I feel like
mundane or
I feel like
anything.
you'd
Like,
have to love it, like absolutely love it.
but don't you feel like with your role, it only feels like a job if it doesn't align to your personality? And I think that's where people go wrong.
Yeah,
I don't feel drained from work. Why? Because it aligns with my personality.
yeah, no, I get you. But
Like, I get to
maybe I've
travel, I
just
get to do this, I get to do
I've
that.
never had that yet. Or I think I did when I was in banking, but then quickly I started a business.
And that comes from like the old mentality of like the older generation pushing that mentality towards us.
Yeah.
Because if you see the kids on YouTube now, they're review. I've seen this 5-year-old kid reviewing toys, yeah, and he's on millions.
Oh, I know there was that guy who was, I think he's older now. His name was like Ryan's Toys or something. I don't know if it's that guy.
I think so.
Yeah, bro, he was like 2 years old or something,
Yeah, yeah,
reviewing, and
yeah.
now he's like 7 probably or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. The thing is, like, sometimes you just have to find your strength. And I think now, in the day and age of internet, AI, all of that, you don't have to do the mundane things. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll plug it now. My podcast, I don't even think what I'm writing. I just say to AI, hey, ChatGPT, I'm about to post this video. Send me a description, and it sends it to me. Post done. That's okay. It might be mundane in the sense of I have to post every day, or I have to still manually go in and make the videos, but use it to your advantage. The way that like the internet is now, and you can get a lot further.
No, I get you. Well, Amrita, it's been sick. I'm actually annoyed because there's bare other stuff I had to ask you, but we didn't get a chance. But we can invite you on again,
Yeah.
and chat about other things because I'm sure there'll be a lot of people in the comments who just want to chat more about what you do and things like that. But yeah, thank you again for joining. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, share. And we're also on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. So please, please, please go rate us there. But yeah, if you've got any questions, who do you want to see? Please whack it in the comments below. But yeah, thank you very much to Amrita.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks for watching. Peace.
Bye.